What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Justin, joined with Nate.
Sup, guys?
And we are the YouTube channel known as Out of the Basement. And today, we are going to show you and tell you exactly why the 2020 Imperial Stormtrooper from the Black Series is a banger and the best army builder in the entire line and perhaps all time.
Including all action figures ever.
Including Kenner. Where do we start with this figure, Nate?
I think the best place to start is not actually with the 2020 Stormtrooper, but with another Stormtrooper here.
Oh.
This is the original body.
The skeleton.
The skeleton plain white Stormtrooper. This originally is from all the way back in the orange line where this was originally released. And this was the Stormtrooper body that we had from 2013 to 2019.
Yeah, 2020 even.
Countless repaints, countless minor retools. You know, this doesn't include everything we're about to say, does not include the Sand Trooper because that's perfect. It's a wonderful action figure and it is completely absolved from all criticisms. But I think what we need to talk about first is just how unsightly the original figure was. Like you said, it is skeletal.
It is.
It doesn't look like there's a human being underneath the armor of this particular figure.
True.
The articulation, pretty decent. You know, got double elbows, got double knees, but still, there was just something missing from it. And another thing that really sticks out with this in particular is that helmet sculpt.
Yes, the helmet, totally bad proportions, unrealistic.
When this was the only thing we had, we were like, you know, it's not bad. It looks decent. But then when we finally saw what was coming on the horizon with the 2020 Stormtrooper, that's when it really started to sink in just how inaccurate this old trooper figure looked. So now let's fast forward to 2020.
Now, okay, 2020, the first wave of the Galaxy packaging, that's what this figure was in, the 2020 Imperial Stormtrooper in the packaging from The Mandalorian. This wave signified a new age of Black Series. I will forever and always consider this the beginning of the golden age of the Black Series, 2020 onward. With the elimination of the pins, they opted for a single joint, but it's deep. Obviously, you get rid of the pins because you don't need pins. It's a single joint, but it's deep. It is a deep cut, acute angle. It's not just 90. You go almost all the way up with those arms. Another key factor here in the sculpt and articulation and associated with the golden era is those sweet, succulent butterfly joints.
Yes.
Out of the Basement, we are #1 fans of Butters. Give every action figure Butters. They add so much.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, back to the elbows here. Look at this comparison. The armor on the original figure restricts the double elbow.
Yeah.
So you don't even get...
Yeah, check that out.
Here's just a comparison. Hopefully this shows up, but we manually focus. So you could see the 2020 Stormtrooper with a single elbow gets more articulation out of it.
How's that possible?
Yeah, it's nice and deep cut. Like you said, the butterfly joints are absolutely fantastic. Another thing I like is this is also the first example of them using the shoulder pads on the O-ring system.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually an individual piece, not on the sculpt itself.
The articulation is so natural. It's not hindered at all with that engineering. And with the deep cut single hinge, with the butters, with the shoulder armor that is more free, the ability to aim down their sights is just taken to a whole nother level.
Right.
It has almost perfect ADS. Aiming down the sights is a dream on this figure. It's so good. Even, I mean, 5 seconds. 5 seconds it took, Nate.
I'm working on a live comparison here.
This is a perfect body sculpt. The proportions, it actually looks like someone is in the armor. Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Just compare the new Trooper just has such a more natural look to it, whereas the original just kind of has like a weird robotic stance.
Yeah.
You know,
because of course it does have bicep swivel. That's the one thing, well, one of many things that's different from the figure.
But you trade the bicep swivel for elbow swivel, and you get the exact same point of articulation. It's just literally a couple centimeters down now, so you still get.
I remember when this figure first came out, people were trying to defend the old body over the new one, saying bicep swivel, like it's just at the elbow now, and now you have butters.
Right.
And like I said, the body sculpt is perfect. It looks like someone is in the suit. It looks like a human being inside of the armor.
Right.
The proportions are excellent. The helmet is 5 times at least better than the old.
There's really no comparison between the helmets. When you get down to it, the original helmet, now you look at it and you're like, what is that supposed to be?
Right.
It looks like a stormtrooper, but this is a stormtrooper. This looks like a stormtrooper.
Right.
The other thing I want to mention too, again, with the double knees, you don't get swivel at the knee, whereas on the new 2020 body, you not only get the thigh swivel, you also get swivel at the knee. So much more easier to pose in crouching positions.
Yes.
On one knee, in a firing position.
Sitting even.
Yeah.
A lot more natural.
The only thing that the old body has on it is it's got the A New Hope holster.
That is true. I do wish they would make a variant on this one with a holster. But for the OT purists out there, you'll know that not every Stormtrooper in the OT had the holster. Look at any Star Wars film. They don't all have holsters. Look at the Battle of Endor in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
There's a lot in Return of the Jedi that don't have holsters. Another thing I love about this figure is that it spawned excellent reuse. Amazing reuse. I mean, Nate, we got the Incinerator Stormtrooper, the Artillery Stormtrooper, Sergeant Creel, Mike, the Rocket Launcher Stormtrooper, Jeddah Patrol Stormtrooper.
Right. So many absolute bangers that have just been reprinted on this figure. And, yeah, I mean, there's just no comparison between these two.
Right.
It's funny to look at them and just realize how much has changed over the years with these figures. And yeah, I mean, this is hands down easily the best army builder of the Black Series.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, while some people might argue, oh, it's the 2020 Clone Trooper, but this doesn't have knee pads that are glued to the thigh.
Yeah.
So this automatically wins.
Right. And the helmet is a little wonky on the clone.
Yeah.
It's literally the perfect Stormtrooper, barring the QC issues that were around when the figure first released.
Right.
I'm not counting QC issues.
Right.
All of mine, I've never gotten a bad one.
You know, QC issues happen on all figures. It doesn't matter. If they're mass produced, there's a small fraction of them that are always going to have QC issues. And you're right. You and I have actually been very lucky with these figures because neither of us have had a significantly, you know, warped helmet where, you know, we do know those are out there for sure. But out of all of the 2020 Stormtroopers we have, not only plain ones, but also including the variants, I've maybe had one that's slightly noticeable.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the best army builder of the entire line for sure. It's iconic. It's from the OT. It's from Rebels. It's from The Mandalorian. It's from Rogue One. It's from a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So it's just one of those things you think of when you hear Star Wars. There's a few key things that pop up in my head. A Stormtrooper, easily one of those things. And, I mean, how great is it to have pretty much a perfect Stormtrooper? Hasbro, just release a version that has the holster, and it'll be even better. However, at the end of the day, that is exactly why the 2020 Imperial Stormtrooper in the Mandalorian packaging is a Black Series banger.
And now we can take this one and throw it away.
He really did just throw it. Now it's over there dead. Here, you want to see? Now that I've completely changed the camera angle, I just wanted to say, hit like, subscribe if you are new. We are always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Join that channel membership. Link in the description. Join the Discord as well. Just join all of our shit. I'm Justin, joined with Nate.
We'll see you guys later.
And this has been Out of the Basement Black Series Banger Series. Subscribe for more.
Bow, 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 bow.